Hey fools, so we're here to look at what the PEG ratio is. Now the PEG ratio is the price to earnings ratio of a stock, which is the current price divided by the last 12 months earnings, divided by the future growth rate. Now it's most often used to find growth stocks that are inexpensively valued. Now it's a very rough and dirty metric, but you should look at it as very directionally accurate. Now, very generally speaking, a PEG ratio of less than 1 is desirable. It means a company is priced a bit more conservatively to what their expected growth is going to be. So if we see a company with a price to earnings ratio of 20, but their projected growth rate is 25%, then their PEG ratio comes in at 0.8, which is less than 1. So that means, theoretically, that they're cheaper than their expected growth rate. Now it's a bit problematic because the growth can never materialize. That 25% can appear to be a bit ambitious. It's also based on 5-year estimates, and let's be honest, who has a crystal ball and can really accurately estimate what a company's earnings will be 5 years from now? It's hard enough to do over the next 12 months. It also does not account for dividends, which can make up a huge part of an investor's return. So for instance, General Electric has a PEG ratio of 1.04, which seems very fairly valued. But remember that General Electric also has a great dividend. So although they're fairly valued to growth, you also get a bit of a passive income stream with them, which means at this moment, General Electric could be a great buy. Now Apple, despite being the world's largest company, has a PEG ratio of 0.7. Even though Apple has grown tremendously year to date, it looks like they're actually still very cheaply priced to their expected growth rate. Meanwhile, very high growth companies like LinkedIn and Zillow will often have a PEG ratio of over 3, which could indicate that they're still a bit expensive or that the growth estimates are a bit conservative. Now remember, the PEG ratio is based on earnings and growth estimates, which can be, your earnings can be a bit misleading, they can be manipulated, and your growth estimates, especially 5 years out, can be very hard to predict. So there's a lot more to investing than just the PEG ratio, but like most sweeping metrics, it's directionally accurate, it should be taken with a grain of salt, and it can be a great springboard for helping you uncover growth companies that are maybe trading at a bit of a discount to what people are actually expecting them to grow at.